Sabres hockey is brought to you by First Niagara, the official bank of the Buffalo Sabres. Labatt Blue Light, the official Canadian import of the Buffalo Sabres. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, the official health plan of the Buffalo Sabres, reminds you that healthy changes everything. Your local Toyota dealer. Where will Toyota take you? Test drive one at your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Closed captioning for Buffalo Sabres broadcasts brought to you by Buffalo Hearing and Speech Center. Better hearing starts at Buffalo Hearing and Speech Center, serving Western New York for 60 years.
Before this evening by Doug Allen, and we invite you to please sing along.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tonight's Sabres game is sponsored by the Buffalo Sabres Green Team.
Well, now the starting goaltenders, they are brought to you by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting food, amazing prices, and it will be Robin Lehner in goal for the Ottawa Senators, who played at home last night, and Greg Anderson was in between the pipes on that particular night. Ryan Miller had Saturday night off in Montreal, so he gets to go here in front of the home Buffalo fans this evening. This broadcast brought to you in HD by the new Stereo Advantage. Visit the new Stereo Advantage located on Worley Drive behind ECC North. And our referees are Tom Cowell and Justin St. Pierre. The linesmen, Steve Barton and Scott Driscoll. Thomas Cowell will drop the puck at center ice. And it's tapped back to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff scooped it up on the wing, that deflected, and goes to the goaltender. He plays it off the boards to the blue line, out, and back to center ice. McBain couldn't control it. Pollock trying to get away, sends it to the line, but it's tapped back out to center ice. Scooped into the Buffalo end. Ehrhoff the first one after it. Conacher chasing him. Ripped around on the boards, bounced back to the point, kept in by Phillips. And now it's steered off the wall and out to center ice, and away goes Ennis. Ennis gaining the line, flips it over to Molson, took his shot right on. Lehner kept that away. Back to the point, another long shot, it hit Lehner. I don't think he saw it. But the Senators will come up with the puck, and Turris guides it out to center ice to Conacher, who will steer it in deep. Myers, chased around by Greening, sends it up in the wing, went on to Stafford. Stafford drops it back to Ott. Ott getting it over the line. Ott took a shot and ripped it wide of the net. Foligno trying to hold it in there. He slaps at it, gets knocked down from behind by Cowan, and it ends up going back to the Buffalo end. Swung off the boards, hits a broken stick that's lying on the ice and is kept in there by Zach Smith. Now Neal takes a shot. That's steered off into the corner. Neal taps it along the boards, and it's taken away now. Stafford trying to get it to center, and does. Stafford hooked it in over the line. Too far. Foligno and steps into Cowan. Weirkach. Game it away. It's kept in there by Buffalo. Going wide. Hudson rips it high and wide. And picked up again by Weirkach, who gets it along the boards as far as center ice. That's broken up by Adam. And taken back by McNabb, who will send it across ice and sent right back in again by D'Agostini. Carlson came right in front of his net and almost lost it, but got it on to center ice. Back to the line again. Brought in over the line as McNabb stepped into his man, Smith, and now it's cleared along the boards by Pezic. Pezic chopped it ahead. Knocked in by Hudson, who heads to the bench. D'Agostini charges in after it. Kick free by the Senators, trying to get it out of there. They steer it along the boards, back into the corner. D'Agostini left it. Here's Adam, couldn't get his shot away. Then he did, right beside the net. It's cleared right beside the net again. Leonard couldn't hang on to it. Get back in behind the goal. Buffalo holding it in. Adam gets knocked off the puck. And now the Senators sending it on to center ice. Carlson will get in over the line. Carlson takes his shot. Miller steered it away. Punched around behind the net and brought on to center ice. And they feathered on in by McBain. Scott chasing after his man. Kept in there by McCormick. McCormick leaves it for Flynn to Scott. Scott behind the net trying to dig it free, but loses it to Mathot. And Mathot slides it up the middle. Taken back by Flynn, but he loses an edge and goes down. And Mathot will get the center and dump it right back in as Scott steps into him. Around into the corner again. Poke it around to the boards, went behind the net, kept alive in there by Zibanejad. And chopped at by Girgensons, but he failed to get it out as he bumps with Cowan. Girgensons digging for it again, poked it back, and it ends up inside Ottawa territory. Now a pass ends up inside the Buffalo line. This time teams are changing. On to Myers. Myers trying to pull away. Hits the Ottawa line, flying. Takes his shot right on. Leonard kicked it away. Myers is after the rebound and holds it in. Myers scooped it in front of the net. Here's Molson, and he couldn't get his shot away. Myers keeping it in there. Got it back into the corner. Turbo recovered. He gets checked. Taken away by Molson. He fed it out in front. Comes all the way back to Myers with a shot. And that one is going to be held. And Buffalo putting on some good pressure.
Yeah, they have from the beginning of this period for 4 minutes now. They've created some great chances. Here's one right here. Tyler Ennis taking the puck, just driving wide, getting the puck to the outside, and then driving through to the net. Two men coming through, creating opportunity from it. And then Cody Hodgson doing a nice job positionally. Set up at the blue line, picks off this pass coming out of the Ottawa zone, and he goes in and makes an excellent shot on Robin Lehner. Robin Lehner doesn't look too comfortable in that net right now. He's kind of fighting for that puck with his glove hand, and when it's down around his feet, he's stumbling a little bit. Keep shooting the puck.
Well, he's stopped 6 shots so far. Buffalo has led a 3 at the other end to the Senators. Foligno will come in against Spezza for this face-off. Goes to the boards. Now is tipped around behind the net. Carlson has it there. He gets it up on the wing. And brought on to center with a pass coming in over the line. Left back there. Dumped down in front. There's a chance down. A shot in the goal crease. Whacked away as Miller fell, but now gets back on his feet again. And a great chance for Ryan, who couldn't connect. Back to the point. Carlson lets it go. That one fired wide. The rebound is recovered. And Buffalo starting back with a pass up to Watt. Watt will drill it on in. After it, Foligno sweeps it back to Stafford trying to get it to Foligno. He tipped it back to the point. Ehrhoff's long shot is right on, and Leonard will cover up and hang on to it.
Well, Bobby Ryan had an excellent opportunity. But Ryan Miller standing tall. Bobby Ryan here going to get the puck. He tries to get Miller down, but a nice job in front, getting a little protection. You're going to see McNabb all of a sudden just show good patience, get his stick out right to the post, and force Bobby Ryan to hurry that opportunity because he got over there, got his stick. So nice job by the defense in helping out Ryan Miller.
Grinning tapping it on to center ice. Broken up in the neutral zone by Ehrhoff and whipped by McBain up on the wing. Adam getting checked at center, tried to feed it in, but it hit a skate. D'Agostini tracking it down, knocks down his man. They both go down and it's taken away by Phillips. Phillips will rip it in. Miller slowed it down as it went to the corner, punched around on the boards, but not out of the zone. And now it's scooped ahead and sent on to center ice, but too far for McBain. Phillips gets it back again. On to Neal. Neal leaves it for Phillips. Phillips checked from behind, gave it away to McBain. McBain's pass ends up at center ice and slithers back into the Ottawa zone. Punched off the boards to Cashin, who cleared it across ice. That's taken back and fed ahead to McCormick, who gets it on to Scott. Scott bumping with Cowan at center ice. Is in behind the Ottawa net. Flynn charges in there after it. Flynn loses possession, headed again, didn't see it, and now the Senators with a chance to get it out, and Smith does. He tipped it ahead. Myers taking it down. Myers chased by Cashin, gets away from him. His pass on to center, and Flynn sends it all the way back for Talinder. Both teams changing. Myers flipping it on in. Back into the corner, tapped around behind the net, steered by Corvo into the corner. Myers got it out of the slot, but it's broken up and brought back by McCulloch, who gets it on to Conacher. Conacher in over the line to McCulloch. He scores! McCulloch on a perfect pass, taps it home, and Ottawa has the lead.
Well, that was a perfect pass, and you'd kind of maybe wonder why he tried to make that pass. The defenseman for the Sabres had his puck stick down to try to block this play, but it was a beautiful pass by Conacher. He's just going to take it wide here. Henrik Talinder comes and attacks. Ennis allows his man to drive through McCulloch to the net. You got to get a stick on him. You got to get a piece from him somehow. Slow him down a little bit. You know he gets in front of him. But Ryan Miller is going to come across, and he's going to play that shot. You got to help him out a little bit.
Well, the Senators have the 1-0 lead here in the opening period. On to Foligno at center. He rips it across ice to Stafford. Stafford charges into the corner after it. Got it around behind the net, and it's broken up now and cleared on to center ice. Brought back by Ryan. Ryan in over the line. Got it to Spezza, ripped it right on, and Miller will hang on to it for the face-off with 13:16 to go in the opening period. Buffalo out shooting, but losing. Petcher Maintenance, trust in the Vinyl Outlet, the official fence and deck installer of the Buffalo Sabres.
Vinyl Outlet top D. Buffalo allowed only 19 shots on goal last Saturday versus Montreal. With a season low, they've allowed 5 here so far tonight. But it's something they've tried to do. They've been working continuously on their own zone. Defensive coverage, not allowing those shots and giving up the point-blank ones in the middle. And each night, it seems like they just get that little bit better.
Spezza hooks it to an open wing. Foligno gets there first. Gets it around to McBain. McBain lets Ryan go by. Up to Foligno now across ice. Here's Ott. Tried to clear it in front of the net. And Stafford couldn't connect. Stafford picks it up again. Stafford in the corner, took a shot, deflected right in front, chipped back in along the boards. Stafford after it again, bumping with Carlson. Stafford got it to Foligno, and he cleared it back, but it's right between the two-point men and all the way down the ice. And it's left back there for Ehrhoff, who starts away. Ehrhoff gaining the Ottawa line, flipped one, Leonard kicked it off into the corner. Adam could not pick it up. Senators will bring it back. It's fed through center and deep into the Buffalo end. Taken back by McBain, who scoops it around. Ehrhoff got it up on the wing and went all the way to center ice. Corbo was back there to swing it over to Phillips to Corbo. Corbo gaining the blue line, got it out to center, up to Greening, but too far for him. And the steers it in behind his net. Cleared around on the boards. Back to Phillips. Took a shot. That's blocked by D'Agostini and taken away by Hodgson. Got it up on the wing. Return pass for Hodgson. Is after it, but deep inside the zone is D'Agostini, and it's going to be an offside. Well, stay tuned for the Karuba Collision coming up later in the game, and go to Sabres.com. You can vote on the Karuba Collision of the Year, and there you'll have a chance to win season tickets for next year. 11:58 left on the clock here in the opening period. Only goal registered by Ottawa. One of their 5 shots on goal. Buffalo has 9. Puck is ripped off the boards into the Buffalo end. Chasing after it now, taking a whack out of Zach Smith, but it deflects and ends up going out of play.
Yeah, Zach Smith almost snuck in behind here. He had good speed coming up, but the face-off pass comes across the ice towards the Sabres bench, and it bounces off the wall real funny. Zach Smith's able to step right into it, but a nice job getting back. Tyler Myers just to get a stick there, so he didn't get a clear opportunity on Ryan Miller.
Ahead to Flynn. He flipped it, and that's going to deflect, and there'll be no icing. Rear Kosh slapped around on the boards to the line. Myers reached for it to keep it in. Did, but it's picked up by Cowan, who starts away. His shot. Miller plays it. Cash in a backhand goes wide. Now onto the boards again. Buffalo breaking it up, and it's steered out by Flynn, and he paid the price as Cowan stepped into him. And then Scott comes over to rub out Smith. Myers taking it back. Myers the pass on the wing to the other Tyler Ennis. Ennis gaining the line. Spins out and goes down. Jurgensen's missed his man. Kept in by Molson. Back to the point. Ehrhoff wheels it over to McBain. McBain took a screen shot that doesn't get through. Flipped off the board. Scoop free, and the Senators bring it back again to center ice. And Carlson gets checked before they could set up a play. Wheeled across ice again. Flipped ahead by Conacher. Now dumped to the other side, and the shot is right on. McCulloch lines up with another whack at it. Dribbles off into the corner, sent back to the point. McCulloch shot went off a skate, and it slides ahead and tapped out to center ice. Ennis got it over on the wing. Fed back in off the skate to McCott in the corner, and he flipped it ahead. The referee got wiped out in the corner of the rink. There's going to be a penalty coming up here. He called it against Buffalo as he was going down. So the Sabres are going to be penalized. A lot of talking going on between the benches, but
yeah, Matty Molson a little upset with Conacher here, and he's going across, and he's going to give the referee a little piece of his mind too. He's going to the box for high sticking. Down in the offensive zone. When he takes the puck wide, he comes across here. Conacher gets his stick up on him. And when he does, he gives him a little slash, and then a push from behind, takes the referee down. Called high sticking here, and I'm not sure which one he was really referring to.
May have been a penalty, but I don't know that it could have been a high stick. But
might have been a little bit of an emotional call on the referee because he got tagged down there too.
And this Sabres penalty kill brought to you by Napa. Napa has the know-how.
Referee and the linesman had to come over and say something to Steve Ott. He's getting a little fired up out there.
Back to the point. Carlson keeping it in to Phillips. Phillips swings it into the corner. Rolled around on the boards. Myers couldn't control it. Back to Phillips again. He guns it off into the corner. Now to Spezza. Spezza gets checked, and it's brought out to center and fed down the ice by Foligno, who runs into Phillips. Buffalo changing up the penalty killers. And Ottawa bringing it back again. Phillips getting it over the line, and boy, if they're calling that offside, that whistle came awfully late, I want to tell you. Yeah, they're calling it offside. That's what it was.
Yeah, and the referee on the far side over here made that call, and he wasn't even close to the line when he made that call. But Matty Molson got a roughing call. Initially, he called a high sticking on the ice, and when he got to the bench, they changed it to a roughing.
Roughing? Yeah. Face-off outside the Buffalo line, halfway through this opening period. Corvo slides back into his own zone. 1:20 remaining in the power play for Ottawa. Wierkosh tipping it ahead. In over the line to Turris. Turris tried to drop it back. That's broken up. Sabres come up with the puck, and it's scooped down the ice by Pezic. And Buffalo quick to make the change. Corvo starting back. His pass through the middle. Turris gets checked. Sabres get it back again. Myers has got time. He floats it all the way down to Robin Lehner. And Lehner scoops it away before McCormick could get there. Back comes Ottawa. The pass in over the line. Cleared across ice. Wierkosh, the shot blocked by Myers. Wierkosh sliding it in behind the goal, but taken away by Kalinder, and he uses the boards to send it back down the ice. With 40 seconds remaining in the penalty. Up on the wing to Wierkosh. Drops it back to Carlson. Carlson gets it over the line. He had it taken away, and Foligno knocked it out to center. Ottawa to try it again with the pass that's brought back in by Ryan. Leaves it there to Spezza. Spezza at the hash mark. Puts on the brakes. Got it into Ryan. Right out in front. The shot blocked and scooped out by Pezic to center ice. Single digits remaining in the penalty. Ottawa trying to bring it back in again. MacArthur flips it back in over the line. Carlson leaves it there. Buffalo back at full strength. Puck came right in front of the net. And Ryan got checked by Ryan Miller. And now a long shot goes back into the corner and a whack at it off Miller's arm and picked up by Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff will dish it high in the air, and it's going to end up going out of play at center ice. 7:57 to go here in the opening period. Ottawa 1-0. The Ford dealers of Western New York replay brought to you by the Ford F-150 with EcoBoost, built Ford tough.
Well, Tyler Myers coming up with a big block. On the last penalty kill right here, he just kind of ducks down, turns his head, makes that block with the side of his body, and the penalty happened. Christian Ehrhoff gets the puck, he fires it out of the zone. This puck landed in the visitors' penalty box. So the Sabres are killing another penalty here with 7:57 left in this first period.
Delay of game ruled against Ehrhoff. Kalinder cannot get it out of the zone. Kept in with Phillips. He took a shot. That's blocked. Chopped in front of the net and scooped down the ice by Foligno. And Buffalo just killing off one penalty is right back at it again. Spezza gets it in. Well, he got it in, but it went out of play.
For the team to get the best possible result, it requires hard work, talent, and passion.
Let our team at Cellino Barnes help you get the best possible result.
1:36 remaining in the penalty to Ehrhoff. Rolls back to Wierkosh at his own line on to Turris. He gave it away, and Pezic says thank you. Well, I don't know that he said thank you, but he flipped it down the ice anyway. He should have said that. Here's Ottawa trying to bring it back again. Got as far as center. Corvo's going to have to chase after it. Girgenson's right behind him. Up it comes now to Zibanejad. Out to Turris. Turris had Pezic step in front of him, and it's taken back and flipped up in the air and out to center. And here's Stafford trying to get away, and just fails to do so. Well, stolen by McCormick and slapped ahead for Stafford a little too far. Less than a minute to go in the penalty. Corvo starts out. He'll drift it in deep. Myers in the corner, scooping it behind the net. Kalinder got it off the boards, not out. Corvo keeping it in. Corvo rolling it back in behind the goal again. Came right out in front, but all the way back to Wierkosh. He sent it on along the boards to Spezza. Spezza heels it across ice. A shot right on low, and Miller came over to take it away from Corvo. It was a great save. 20 seconds remaining in the power play for Ottawa. Wierkosh up to MacArthur. MacArthur feeding it in over the line. It's broken up and dribbled to the line, but not out. Ottawa keeping it in. Here's Ryan in front of the net, and MacArthur was foiled by Miller. And now Buffalo getting a hold of it and sending it to center as they return to full strength. Flynn steers it into the corner. Ryan eludes a check thrown at him by Girgensons. And Ottawa's Mathot picking it up now with Buffalo making a change. Mathot taps it in and chases in after it along with Earhart. They go behind the net together. Hudson trying to pry it free. It's rolled around on the boards, back to the point, and drifted across ice and kept in there by Smith. Now taken away by McBain. Pass comes up on the wing and left at center ice for Hudson. Dancing in over the line, faked his shot, left it there. D'Agostini, the shot right on, and Leonard will hang on to it. And now they're all upset with Adam, who didn't do anything except go to the net hard. 1-0, Ottawa in the lead.
Senators lead the Sabres here 1-0 in the first period by 16 left. Corvo on the power play sneaks in from the backside. But Ryan Miller comes right across, post to post, follows it extremely well, makes the save. Check this one out, nice 2-on-1 pass. But Ryan breaks up this pass, it doesn't even get to Clark MacArthur because he's the good use of his stick, getting it out there and deflecting it away, taking the opportunity away from MacArthur.
And goodness knows, Art MacArthur has been taking advantage of his opportunities this season. Rolled around on the boards and out to center, and Ehrhoff will blast it right back in again. Chasing in, Adam tried to swing it in, did behind the net. It goes. Neal whacked at it, didn't get it out. And finally it's broken up, and Greening sends it across ice. Broken up at center and brought back by Hudson, who whips it right back in again. Slipped into Weirkoch. Neal comes away to take the puck and get it on to center ice. Now brought in over the line, left to Greening, and he drilled it into the corner. There's nobody there, and the Sabres with D'Agostini on to center ice. Brought in over the line, and getting tripped up was McBain, but no penalty called there. Now flipped by Cowan around behind his net. And he gets it to Corvo. Corvo's long pass to Greening. Greening rips it in, and that's going to end up behind the Buffalo goal. And tipped back in the corner, comes back to the blue line, and all the way down into Ottawa territory. Phillips to the line, not out. Buffalo keeping it in, and Ennis was unable to control it. Now Conacher charging after it in the corner. Myers watching him. But around behind the net, chipped off the boards, kept in by Corvo with a long shot that's knocked down and taken away by Molson, who flips it high in the air and out to center. Jurgensen bumps into Phillips. Molson gets it back and leaves it there to Myers. Over for Tallinder. Tallinder back to Myers again. The teams are changing up front. Myers to center ice. Stafford slips it in over the line, but it's going to be a delayed offside. Buffalo tags up in time. Ottawa gives the puck away, and a long shot that Leonard kicks off into the corner. Bounced up in the air, kept in by Pezic. He slides it in. Here's Ott fighting for it, but loses it behind the net as he was bumped off the play by MacArthur, and back comes Ottawa, sending it in too deep. McNabb in the corner. Can't get it out. It came right in front of the net. McNabb slapped it away to safety, though, and gives it to Stafford. Stafford on to center with a pass up ahead. In over the line, Foligno. Foligno drifting back into the corner. He falls, but he got it in front of the net. That's broken up, and Ottawa coming back, trying to set up a 2-on-1. Getting in over the line. Here are the Senators with the opportunity, and a shot right on. Miller makes the save, and it's swept away and cleared out to center by McBain. 2.5 remaining here in the opening period. Deflected on in by Flynn. Leonard got it around the boards. Flynn keeping it in there, trying to get it to Scott, and does. Scott in the corner. He clears it back to the point. It's kept going. It came over the line. And is drifted back in by McBain. That missed everybody. It is an icing. Log on to Sabres.com and sign up tonight to become a Sabres Insider for your chance to win a 51-inch Samsung Plasma HD TV courtesy of Stereo Advantage.
Well, Ryan Miller stops Bobby Ryan here once again. Bobby Ryan trying to get himself into that middle. Try sneaking it through the 5-hole of Ryan Miller. You've seen the clear path there. He tried sneaking that through, but Ryan was able to make that save.
McBain was there to sweep it to safety. Now Greening trying to get away, but he gets all tied up by McCormick. 2 minutes to go in the period. Head on to center ice and in over the Buffalo line, but Zibanejad got taken out. McCormick's got around to Ehrhoff, up to Scott off his stick and into Ottawa territory. Teams are changing. Scott is still out there. And Phillips flips it to center ice. Turris could not get away from the check of Agostini, but now it's brought back in over the line. Clipped in front of the net. Miller kicks it to the side. Agostini's got it again, but fails to get it out. It's kept in and rolled back into the corner. Going after it is McCulloch. He gets checked. Myers takes it away. Myers flips it off a stick, and it didn't get as far as Adam. Corbo is back there to pick it up. Adam tumbles to the ice. Corbo to Mathot. Mathot works it in, charges on into the corner. Myers goes with him and drills him into the boards. And that hurt. Now it's cleared back along the wall again. And taken away by McNabb. McNabb with a long pass, but he couldn't get it as far as Hudson. And in any event, it's been whistled down as it was taken out of the air, I believe, with a high stick.
Well, Tyler Myers continues to be aggressive all over the ice, not only up the ice, but physically. Finishes his check down here, and Mark Mathot in the corner, and that stung him. It took him a second getting up from this one, but that's what you like to see out of Tyler Myers. Using the big body and using it clean along the wall like that.
Girgensons is going to have to come in on the draw against Spezza outside the Ottawa line. Put back into the Senator zone. Carlson picks it up. 42 seconds remaining in period number 1. Long pass to center. Pezic took it out of the air. Got it to McNabb. On to Ennis. Ennis dancing in over the Ottawa line. He flipped it back, but it's intercepted. Now the Senators trying to make something happen again. Off the glass to the blue line. Not out. Kept in by Molson. Molson rolled it deep into the corner. Ennis gets involved. Trying to get inside the net, and Leonard will cover up. Go ahead, Razor. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying this line is using their speed. And when they use their speed, they can catch these guys. They can catch them off guard because a lot of the D are not going to be able to follow them. They're not going to be able to trail them. Right here, Ennis does a nice job finishing Carlson down low and then just get the puck, throw it. Because when you got guys like Molson out there, you got Girgensons, you know they're going to be to the front of the net. That's where they're going to be all the time. So just don't even think. Get it to the net, get it to the front, and those guys will be there to hopefully try to capitalize.
Now Ott and Turris are ready on the face-off. Ott winning the draw, comes back to the point. Shot bounces off into the corner. Turris comes up with it. Ott tried to take him out. Turris still has it. And Foligno cut him off, and now it's rolled down the ice, and Zach Smith catches up with the puck, but Father Time runs out on Zach Smith.
Well, pretty good period here by the Sabres. They got good offensive opportunities. They kept the puck in the zone, generating 11 shots. They did give up one because they gave up 3 2-on-1 opportunities here to Ottawa. They cleaned that up.
Pretty close period, though, overall in 20 minutes. Shots on goal, 11 apiece, and Ottawa holding a 1-0 lead.
Sabres Hockey is brought to you by Verizon Fios, America's fastest, most reliable internet, and proud sponsor of the Buffalo Sabres. Brought to you by the Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. Build Ford tough. Need a new fence, deck, or porch installed or replaced? Cut your maintenance and trust the Vinyl Outlet, the official installer of the Buffalo Sabres. Brought to you by your Buffalo Hyundai dealers. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Buffalo Sabres. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Now at your local Greater Buffalo area Honda dealer. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
In-game photos from the great Bill Whippert. First period highlights now. Corey Conacher feeds Milan McCulloch his first in 10. Now, I think I said Corey was a scratch last game. He was a scratch the previous game against Toronto. But regardless, it's been a tough year trying to create points for the Canisius standout. But Conacher sets up McCulloch, who's been slumping as well. And Ottawa has not only the 1-0 lead, but they have the Corsi number on the wrong side for the Sabres right now at -8. It started as a good period for Buffalo as far as shots on goal and generating shots that might go wide or might get blocked. In the end, Ottawa has the advantage. And you know what? All things considered, when we look at possession overall through the course of the period and in the offensive zone, that's not a bad showing from the Sabres standpoint based on the fact that Ottawa had the only 2 power plays of the game to this point. We mentioned in our pregame show tonight that the Senators boast a terrific road power play. I think the Sabres have to feel pretty good at this point in time that they somehow escaped those situations and need to focus, obviously, on being a little bit more disciplined moving forward. Hey, sometimes there's not much you can do about puck over the glass other than just maybe being a little bit more focused. But they've dodged that. They're down by 1. Let's see what period 2 brings with RJ and Razor.
We're almost ready to begin that second period now. Turris having a little chat with the referee, one of the referees, Justin St. Pierre, at center ice, and he eventually will break that up and will face off against Tyler Ennis to get this second period going. Goes back to Corvo. Corvo takes his time. Now gets a pass back again, trying to gain center ice so he can flip it in. He does. Turris took it out of the air and flung it toward the net, but Myers will grab a hold of it as Conacher nudged it, trying to poke it free, but that wasn't about to happen.
I got a chance to talk to Teppo Newman in between periods. He said the Sabres gotta slow Ottawa down a little bit in the neutral zone and quit backing off into the zone a little too much. Offensively, keep shooting the puck. They got to get Robin Lehner moving a little bit. He's a big man. He's out blocking everything. And when they pinch, got to be a little more selective. Know who's on the ice.
Neal keeps it in. Here's Neal taking a shot. That went off a leg up in the air and is recovered by Ennis, who gets knocked down by Greening. Back to the point. The screen shot blocked in front of the net and steered on to Girgensons, who gets it onto it. Ennis coming in over the line. Ennis now. Here's Wilson. The shot. He fired it wide. And it's cleared around in behind the goal. Goes back into the corner. Kept in there by Buffalo's Girgensons. Girgensons going after it again. He hit the side of the net. Molson chopped it out in front. Comes back to Myers with a shot. That's right on. And Lehner makes the save. And the Senators now flip it up in the air and down the ice. Not far enough for icing. Myers up on the wing. Deflected in by Foligno and left in behind the Ottawa net. Foligno comes over to step into his man, and he drops Corbo. Now Ottawa coming back again, in over the line. The pass from MacArthur goes all the way on into the corner to Ryan. Left it there to Spezza. Back to the point. And it's cleared in front of the net. Ryan tracks it down. Back to the point. Another long shot. Misses. Comes around on the boards and all the way down the ice and racing after it. Foligno, who gets there first. Foligno tried to flip it back to Stafford. But it's recovered by Bobby Ryan, and he starts away to center by clearing it up on the wing. Now deflected in over the line. Charging after it, Cowan, who puts on the brakes. Tipped around behind the net to Spezza. Spezza tried to get away, got filled in by Ott. It's sent across ice and picked off now and brought out again by D'Agostini. His pass is intercepted. Cowan for Ottawa. Clears it through the middle. It'll be scooped to the Buffalo line. Knocked out again, then back in again. Well, finally, the linesman said, that's to this. Gonna blow the whistle, top side.
Well, Teddy Nolan juggled the lines a little bit coming into this game. They haven't been able to score yet, but they're generating a ton of opportunities. Here's Ennis with a nice pass across to Matty Molson. And Lehner comes out and he makes a big save with the blocker. Tyler Myers gets a great opportunity here. It hits off Corvo and Molson in front. Lehner's able to come across to make the save, but he had no idea where it was coming. He was just down trying to protect the hole, and it hit him.
McCain works it across ice. Pezic sending it to the other side. Fed in by Adam. Trapped by Lehner, who got it around in the boards, and it's steered back in behind the net again. Bounced off the back of the net. Now it's picked up by D'Agostini, who sends it to the point. Pezic drifting it in. Came right in front of the net. Cleared away into the corner. Adam got it out in front, but it's going to go all the way to center ice. McNabb. Now it's cleared in over the line. Here's in front of the net, and Hodgson gets taken down. And play is going to be called, and there's no penalty on the play.
And everybody's looking at that referee, and he's very confident that there should not have been a call here. Luke Adam with a nice pass to Hodgson right here. And he's right. Turris just lifts up Cody Hodgson's stick. Cody's battling for position. But Turris just had a hold of his stick, lifting up Cody's stick. And as he was trying to battle him for position, down he went into the net.
Cody would have preferred if the little black thing went into the net. Corbo trying to get away in the corner, and he's got room now to send it through the middle. Turris got checked at the last second by McBain. And now there's going to be an icing against Buffalo. Buffalo Sabres auctioning the game-worn third jerseys that were introduced on November 24th against Detroit. Each jersey worn that night is up for auction until Sunday, December 15th at 9 p.m. All proceeds benefit the Buffalo Sabres Foundation. Visit sabres.com. Place your bids. Spencer directing traffic behind him before he takes the face-off against Girgensons, who won it anyway. McBain feeds it back into the corner. Ehrhoff is over there. He clipped it out to center ice, and it goes off Cowan and down the ice. Cowan chasing after it, bumping with Ennis, who steals it away in the corner. Ennis got it out in front of the shot, got blocked, and now brought back by Spencer. Spencer coming through the middle is taken out of the play very neatly by Ehrhoff. It's fed back in again. Ehrhoff swings it around behind the net to McBain. To Ehrhoff. Blocked by MacArthur. Taps it around to McBain on the other side. Pass through the middle. Girgensons leaves it there. McBain off the glass. Missed everybody. And that is going to be whistled down. Did they call it on the icing?
No, they called it on the offside. Steve Ott got just in behind him. Sorry, the defenseman for the Ottawa Senators. Watch right there. Christian Ehrhoff coming across. Best way to take Spezza. Just stick a little slap. Breaks right in half. You can't go any farther. Oh, he didn't even get a chance to touch it. He just leaned down on it. It broke on him himself.
It did so.
Never happened with a wood stick.
There's a long shot that goes wide of Miller. Around on the boards and is recovered and scooped free, and Foligno trying to catch up with it, but he's not going to get there in time, and this time it is an icing against Buffalo.
Yeah, Chris Phillips had to step on Foligno. But we talked about the lines being shook up a little bit coming into this game. It seemed like every line's been creating some good opportunities, had some zone time, some good shots. So it's definitely what they were looking for, to try to create a little more. Now they just got to start finishing.
Myers around behind the net, uses the boards to get it to Foligno, but not out. Zibanejad holds it in there. There it is, right beside the net, and Neal tried to wrap around, but Myers was wise to it and stayed right with him.
Yeah, he did an excellent job containing Chris Neal. Chris not able to get anything on this puck when he comes around. And he does a nice job not taking a penalty, just getting his stick in the area. And he just takes all the momentum away from Neal right here when he just touches him on the shoulder. And he's just able to turn and throw the puck towards Ryan Miller. Very easy save. No velocity on that puck.
Looked around on the wall, and Adam deflects it. That's going to make its way down into Ottawa territory. Agostini was aggressive on the forecheck. Falls to the ice along with McCulloch. And it's cleared on to center ice. Ottawa trying to come back again. Cowan got it in. Here's Turris with a shot, and Miller held his ground. And Cody Hodgson got it up along the boards, but not out. Weirkott's long shot going wide of the net. Taken back by McNabb. Up on the wing it comes to Adam. Adam getting into Ottawa territory. Trying to fling it toward the front of the net, but it hit a skate and is taken back by Turris, who got away from Adam. And then Adam ran into his man, but the penalty is going to go to Adam. And Ottawa's McCulloch coming up with it. Oh, brother. On the delayed penalty call coming up against Buffalo. Spezza hitting the Buffalo line and over. Spezza digs on into the corner. There's in front of the net, and the Sabres break it up and now are going to be penalized for tripping. McBain is the one who is talking about it, but it's Adam who's going.
Yeah, Luke Adams getting the call here, like you said, for tripping. Down low. Right here, he's going to come around. And that was the call.
Well,
I don't know what to say. Well, no, and that's a tough call right there because he's got his stick down there. Does he rake his feet out? No, he touches him in the side. There's a lot of congestion there.
but he definitely knocked the player down, or the player went down.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. In any event, Buffalo has been penalized again. And now Ottawa trying to bring it back again by rifling it across ice. Oh, a nice play by Ott to break it up and take it away from Spezza and flip it back down again. Carlson will try it. 1:35 remaining in the current penalty. It's brought in over the line. And left there to Spezza. Spezza drops it back to the point. Carlson to Spezza. Spezza winds up, takes his shot, and Miller swallows it up.
Yeah, Jason Spezza's got that puck at the top of the circle. He's got traffic in front, and he's a shooter. He's going to make this happen. He's going to try to get this puck through, and that's exactly what he does. He's got a man planted in front. He's got another one going, and he tries using McNabb as a screen. But Ryan's right there, right out on top of the paint. Nice clear lane. As soon as McNabb turns, he sees this puck all the way in. Because Zibanejad turns in front of the net instead of staying in front of Miller.
Pezic slides it around on the boards. It'll be picked up by Ott and ripped back down the ice. Flynn charges down there, but it's taken back by Phillips, who guides it up on the wing to Zibanejad to Spezza. Spezza has to wait now. Zibanejad is inside the line. He didn't wait long enough. It's offside.
Yeah, a little difficult to see when your back's turned whether he's in or not. He just kind of gambled, hoping that he was going to be out over the line. Spezza did, and he stepped back in over just a second too soon. He's one of those guys, when he's got the puck, you've got to be aware and you've got to be very close to him. So he'll make you look silly with it.
Weirkosh firing it in. Miller trapped it behind the net. Now got it off the glass to the blue line, but it's held in there by Weirkosh. Tucked down low into the corner. Turris fired it across ice, and Miller, cool as a cucumber, reached out and hang on to it.
Yeah, that puck was rolling, floating when it got to him. And you're right, sometimes those are very difficult to judge. But he does a nice job just following it right into his glove.
Yeah, I guess my point is he was there to make the save, no matter whether it was a flip shot or what it was.
No, you're 100% right. And those are the kind of ones at the bottom will just drop out at the last second, and that's when you misjudge him. But he watched it right into his glove.
You know, Ott won the draw, but said that he didn't do it right, or somebody didn't do something right, so they're going to do it again. Senators keeping it in. Long screenshot, and Miller reaches out and flags that one down.
Well, he'll do this for the next 41 seconds because he's able to see these pucks coming in. He's getting himself in a position, and the D are doing a nice job clearing the lane. And Ottawa is just trying to get the puck to the net. Hopefully there's going to be some type of a rebound. When they're taking a shot like that, they're not looking to score. They're looking for a redirection or some type of a rebound.
Long screenshot, deflects back into the corner. Punched around on the boards again, but Pezic takes it away, and he finds the opening and slides it around on the boards and all the way down the ice. 25 seconds remaining in the penalty to Otter. Weirkosh coming out again. That's it on to Ryan. Ryan digs into the corner. Ryan sliding around behind the Buffalo net to Turris. Back to Ryan. Turris got it out in front. McCulloch to the point it goes. Kept in there by Corvo. Corvo chased around by Jorgensen. Over to Weirkosh. He takes the shot, and Miller will hang on to it. 2 seconds remaining in the penalty.
And nice job by the Sabres, just keeping everything on the outside, allowing that point shot to come through, realizing what Ottawa is trying to do. Just get it through. Ryan does a nice job tracking. The D do a nice job clearing the lane and getting out of the way when the shot's coming. They go across. You see Ehrhoff to stay up high enough and out of the way where Ryan's able to see the puck, doesn't even attempt to try to stop it. Allow Ryan to make the save.
A lot of folks moving too early. They rule that it was Neal who did the dirty deed, so Ottawa has to get the centerman out of there, and Neal has to take the draw, which he promptly loses. And Myers cleared it through the middle and went behind Adam and goes in wide of the net. Now chopped along the boards and rolled back into the Buffalo end. Myers, the first one back after it. And around on the boards and just got away from a check. Tossed at him. And it's cleared back to center ice again and brought in over the line. And a shot right in front of the net. Chipped back into the corner. Neal was the one who tried to take the check on Myers. Kept in with Kalinder's shot. That gets blocked. Came to the line and out. Rush it right back in again. Now Ottawa's Phillips getting it up on the wing, steering it in over the line. Quick shot goes wide off the stick of Smith. It's taken back by D'Agostini on to Molson, up for Ennis. He got squeezed out, but he got it in over the line, and Carlson gets it back to Mathot. Mathot cruising through the middle. On to Carlson again. Carlson digs in, and his shot deflects, and that goes around in the glass to the blue line, but not out. Ottawa keeping it in, lifting it back into the corner. McNabb, the first one there. McNabb feeds it around to Pezic. Pezic banked it off the boards. Molson deflected it on to center ice for McCormick. McCormick took his shot, ripped it wide. After it is Pezic to hold it in there. Pezic walking in front. Here's Pezic around behind the net. Tried to clear it out in front. But Ennis was knocked off stride by Mathot, and then Pezic knocks down Mathot and keeps it in. Getting it back to Ennis. He put it right to the goal crease. Back to McNabb, who ducks around the man. McNabb walking in front. Deflected just wide. And a penalty coming up here after McCormick got knocked down. 10:46 to go in the second period. Buffalo goes to the power play. The official copier company of the Buffalo Sabres, Toshiba Business Solutions, your leader in document management.
Now Braden McNabb makes a big move here off the wall, hesitates, steps around Condra, throws his puck to the front. Look at Cody McCormick set right there, looking for the redirection, almost caught it. Carlson has to haul him down, and here's the best one right here. Look at Myers jumping up through, dodging the check, still hanging onto the puck, and making the play. That's a man not thinking. That's a guy reacting to a situation right there, and he gets through it, and he makes an excellent play coming up the ice from it.
Sergeant Billy Cavanis and his family are getting a huge ovation here at First Niagara Center. Now on the face-off, the puck is tipped back to the point, kept in there. McBain with a shot right on. Back out in front, another shot. That doesn't get through as it hits Smith. And it's cleared on out to center ice. Buffalo working with the power play with Carlson in the penalty box. It'll go out of play now. And this Sabres power play brought to you by New Wave Energy. Visit nwaveenergy.com to join the power behind the Buffalo Sabres. Use offer code SABRES.
Well, right off the draw, the Sabres get an opportunity. Puck's going to go to the point. Jamie McBain's just going to step in, take the shot here. Leonard makes the first save, and then Ehrhoff steps right up, and he gets the big rebound. He gets another opportunity towards the net. Good job establishing the point shot early.
McBain comes up with it now for Buffalo. He'll bring it out with a pass to Molson. Molson stepping in over the line, tried to shovel it through. Now it's cleared across ice to McBain. McBain tapping it back. Ennis holds it there. Ennis deals it across again. Long pass to McBain. He does not shoot. Now he does. Went off a leg in front of the net. And it's going to be rolled down the ice by McCulloch. On for McBain, who will leave it to Ennis. Ennis hitting the Ottawa line to Ott. Ott dribbled it back into the middle again. Hudson charges after it. Getting it back to Ott. Ott swings it across ice. Shoveled back on along into the corner. McBain sends it back to Ott. Ott takes his shot. Kicked away by Leonard. Kept in by Buffalo. Back to Ehrhoff. Team blast one. That deflected right beside the net. Ott's got it again in the corner. Ott swinging around. Takes his shot. Ripped it wide. Held in by Ehrhoff. Who had to go down to his knees to do it. And on to Hudson, who tried to tap it back. Broken up by Ottawa's Turris. Turris gets nailed by Ennis, and back to the point it comes down. Ehrhoff with a blast, deflected right in front of the net. Rebound is slapped away and goes to the boards, and the Senators get rid of it to center ice. McBain taking it back with only 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Tipped in over the line to Foligno. Foligno had difficulty controlling it, but it's kept in by Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff swings it across ice. Ottawa back at full strength. The pass right beside the net. Stafford tried to tip it in front. Went around behind the net. Kept in by Myers, who put it through the goal crease. Now back it comes again, and it's kept in by Tallinder. Tallinder puts on the brakes. Still has the puck. Back to Myers. Myers shot right on. Leonard the same. The rebound right in front of the net. And it's chopped off into the corner. And finally the Senators, Turris will get it to center and roll it down the ice, and charging after it Carlson, but was taken away from him. Foligno on to Stafford. To Tallinder, who will give it on to Myers. Myers rips it up on the wing over the stick of Foligno, and it goes right to the goaltender, and he is going to hang on to it. And with 8 minutes remaining in the second period, Ottawa still in front. 1-0.
Buffalo trails Ottawa 1-0 in the second period with 7:58 left. Our Hyundai leaders, Erik Karlsson, average ice time 27:54 per game. Puts him second in the NHL to Minnesota's Suter. Average 4:52 on the power play ice time per game. Second in the NHL only to Ovechkin. Tonight, 11:46 so far on 5-on-5 play and 2:45 on the power play. Excellent skater, guy that can log an awful lot of ice time because of the way he plays the game. He can get up, get back. One of the purest skaters in this league, if not the best.
Now the Senators trying to get it out, got it up to center ice, but it's taken away as Ryan ran right into the linesman Driscoll. Back in the corner, Mathot takes a bump from D'Agostini. Karlsson after it. He feeds it up on the wing. Ottawa trying to take advantage of that long pass to Spezza. Spezza taps it across ice, taken away by Hudson. Hudson wheels it off a skate and out to center ice. Spezza on to Karlsson. Back to Mathot. Karlsson's got it again up on the wing to Ryan. He missed it. It's going to be an icing.
Blue Cross Blue Shield values our members by giving a 10% discount at the Sabres store. Just show your ID card. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York. Healthy changes everything.
Hey, Teppo talked about trying to slow Ottawa down in the neutral zone between the first and second period. It's exactly what they did right there. They got themselves set. They weren't allowing the pass to come up through. The defense couldn't go anywhere with the puck. D to D. They had to risk that long lead pass, which down for the icing.
MacArthur wants to get it out of the zone, so he sent it high in the air through center. Ehrhoff the pass on to Girgensons. Girgensons couldn't get his shot away. Ottawa getting it back, trying to set up a 3-on-2. In over the line, Turris. Turris takes the shot, and Miller slapped it away. Girgensons steers it ahead. Out to center, Ehrhoff coming back. Ehrhoff in over the line. He ripped his shot right on. Girgensons scores! Semgus Girgensson wrapped it toward the net, and it deflected in by Leonard, and Buffalo has tied it at 1.
Well, when you talk about just getting the puck to the net, it's a perfect example. Nothing pretty about this other than a good second effort to just slap the puck right there and throw it to the net. Talk about Leonard early in the first period, not moving that well, and he's a big man. So all of a sudden when he gets down on his feet, he has a hard time seeing it. Plus he has a hard time moving to get himself out of the way. And that's a perfect example right there. gets down on his feet. He has no idea where it is. And he just loses it, puts it in the net pretty much himself.
But Girgensons will be credited with it to tie the game. Now it's brought back in by Buffalo again. Stafford's going to the net. Took his shot, and they got a piece of that. McCulloch after it. Back into the corner, dribbled around behind the net, picked up by Phillips. Phillips sends it high out to center ice. Ottawa with a chance to bring it in. Conacher's shot is going to miss. Back into the corner, Myers takes it away. Myers got it up on the wing and not out. And now it's finally tapped ahead, but chasing back after it, Foligno. Foligno hit the side of the net. Conacher's got it in the corner. Myers trying to come up with it. Gives it to Telander. Telander shoveled it ahead. That's broken up at center. Ottawa bringing it back, and Myers is there to steal it away. There's Stafford now rolling it in over the line, but he hit the linesman and now gets it in deep. Tipped around into the corner. Scott trying to steal it back. Knocks down his man. Comes back to the point to McNabb. McNabb ducks away from one. Doesn't shoot. Still has the puck. Cleared it right through the front of the net. Scott trying to control it along the boards. He slaps at it. And finally, Wierkosh will take it away. Wierkosh swings a pass on to center. And it's dumped over on the wing and fed back in as Scott tried to take out his man, Cowan, but it ends up deflecting and going out of play with 5:12 to go here in the second period at 1-1.
Teamwork is an important part of hockey.
If you've been injured, use the teamwork of our 48 attorneys to help you get the best possible result.
Moe's hot player, Zemgus Girgensons, has scored, so visit Moe's tomorrow for 25% off your entree. And Zemgus Girgensson has scored for the second game in a row. Although I would say that the one in Montreal was somewhat more picturesque in that place.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But at the end of the season, they all count the same, right?
I got 42 of the finest goals that Rivers scored for this organization, I'll tell you that. They were all beautiful. Unfortunately, there's video now.
Yeah, in the eye of the beholder.
Yep.
Flipped in now around behind the Ottawa net, goes all the way to the corner, but is kept in there. And rolled back along the boards again. D'Agostini tried to get it. He got it out in front, comes back, and Ehrhoff whacks at it, and that one hit his own player. D'Agostini on to center ice. Adam takes it back. He got slashed. Wow, there is going to be a penalty called here because I can hear that baby up here. Well, drifted across ice. Delayed penalty coming up against Ottawa. Shot right on Leonard, made the save, and then he lost it. And then it goes around beside the net. They score! Well, Buffalo thinks they scored. Nobody's signaling yet. And there's no lead on.
He put this in himself. He grabbed the puck, tried to grab the puck with his blocker hand to pull it in, and I think he loses control with it and throws it right in the net.
When did the whistle go? I did not hear one. That's why I'm asking.
No, and also when he touches that puck, the whistle would probably go too.
But did it? Obviously, the officials are not convinced because they're having a union meeting.
Well, we're going to take a look at the overhead here, and we're going to track the whistle. Oh, it's in.
So it's not even close.
Not even close. It's good. It should be.
Well, it's good for that reason. But anyway, as far as the whistle is concerned. But now do we get to the point where an official says, well, I was intending to blow it?
We're going to take another quick look at it here.
No goal.
Yeah, I think there's a mistake on their part. We'll take one more look here. He makes the initial save. Sabres are all converging the front. Luke Adams there. Look, he's going to reach down, try to get it himself. Jason Spezza sticks there. It looks like Clark MacArthur sticks there along with his glove. And it's all pushed right into the net.
I want to hear the explanation, Razor. We're going to get it from the official. This ought to be good. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Did he explain it?
Did that help you?
No, not at all.
Teddy Nolan's livid here.
Oh, I don't blame him. Because first of all, if you're going to say it was intent, then explain it. Even though that's a lousy rule, but still, you should explain it.
And out of all
to
this,
everybody in the building, not just to the head coach.
it's probably safer not to. Out of all this, too, Jason.
No, I don't go for that. Now they're talking to Toronto now, I think. They're talking to the war room. The other referee's on the phone. They're on the headset over at the bench, timekeeper's bench. I'm not saying this is going to change anything, but
The play is under review.
well, they just already ruled that it was no goal.
Yeah, that's.
But the saving grace is here. They did not drop the puck for a faceoff.
No, you're right, and probably a good point right there. Teddy Nolan coming down, questioning the call, which buys him a little more time. And here it is once again. The puck goes to the front of the net. You're going to see two sticks, Spez's, MacArthur's, and the blocker glove of Lehner try to grab onto this.
Well, but he knocked it into his own net. I
Yeah,
don't,
100%.
absolutely. So I don't think that there's any issues with sticks above shoulders or anything like that. And what we were most concerned about, or I was, because I didn't hear it, was when the whistle went. But then we looked that up, and the whistle clearly went far after the puck was in the net. So now somebody in Toronto, Mr. Murphy, or one of the folks who works for him, is trying to sort it out there.
He's going to make his call.
After video review, the play on the ice stands, no goal.
Can we get somebody in the truck to call Toronto to the war room, please? All right, thank you.
Jason Spezza is in the box here for high stick, and the Sabres will be on the power play. And right here is the call. It's Luke Adam right in the chin, coming across the middle of the ice. So the Sabres will have a 2-minute power play here.
But it's still 1-1. Buffalo keeping the puck in, sending it down low to the corner, and he's got it out in front of it. The rebound at the side of the net. And Turris comes up with it now, and he's got room to get it out of there and does. Turris to the Buffalo line and over. It goes wide, took the shot. Miller the save. The rebound is swept away and picked up. And Hudson starts back again. Hudson shovels it in deep around behind the net. Chopped off the boards, recovered by Ottawa, and cleared up the middle to Turris once more. Turris to the Buffalo line and over. He feeds it in. Miller will knock it down and give it to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff coming back. Leaves it at center ice to McBain. McBain finds the line. He gets knocked down. Carrying on into the corner is Ennis. Ennis swings it back to McBain again. He takes his shot. Rifles it wide around on the boards. Ehrhoff keeping it in. Got it on into the corner for Ennis. Ennis shovels it back in the other direction. Molson left it there. Tipped around behind the net. Hudson taps it back to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff swings it over to McBain. McBain fed it toward the net. It deflected. And Leonard's going to hang on to it.
Well, Mark thought in front of the net was Matt Molson. He literally hugged him that whole time they were on the power play there in front of the net. The referee's staring right at him. He's got both arms wrapped around him. And there's no call on the play. There's a point of clearing the guy in front. Look at this, the whole time the referee is right to the left of him, right there watching the whole time. He's got his arms around him, grabbing onto his stick, grabbing onto his body, and then he comes over to talk to them afterwards when there should have been a call made.
Boy, these players are getting antsy, and the crowd sure is. Announcer's not too happy either. Kicked in by Ott, but he can't control the puck, and Ottawa will tip it down the ice with 38 seconds remaining in the penalty. Now the pass, McNabb getting it up. Stafford tried to go in on goal, and Leonard flops on it, and he'll hang on to it.
And the unfortunate part with Drew Stafford there, he had Carlson, best skater in the league, right beside him. There was no breaking away from him at that point. Drew dropped the shoulder into him, knocked him down. Puck not to the net. Not the way they wanted to get it there. But good effort by Drew Stafford there, hanging on to that long pass up the middle.
Flipped around behind the net. Ottawa getting a hold of it, and it's drilled all the way down the ice by Carlson. 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. Left for McNabb. McNabb with a pass ahead, but it's broken up right at the blue line, and MacArthur dropped it back, and now it's flipped in the other direction, and the Sabres have run out of time with this power play opportunity, and Spezza stepped back on the ice. McNabb getting it over on the wing. Myers holding it in. Myers digs on into the corner. Cuts in front of the net. Comes back to the point. And taking the shot was McNabb, but he partially fanned on it. And now Ottawa bringing it back again. Clearing it to the Buffalo line and over. Spezza cutting in front of the shot. And Miller's got it and hangs on to it. And now he got off, mixing it up beside the net. But McCulloch.
I like this. It's becoming a very emotional game out there. And guys are standing up to it. They're getting involved. Tyler Myers is going to jump into the play here. Right up and in. Gets himself to the front. Then after the play, everybody gets involved. See Steve Ott getting a stick up on McCulloch there. This is what you like to see, though. You like to see guys playing on the edge. You want to see them being just kind of pushing it to that point of kind of breaking away.
Not keeping it in, got it in behind the net to Ryan. It was tied up by Talinder. And it flipped, but not out. Ottawa holding it in. Shoveled back along the boards. Talinder throwing up his man again. It comes free on the wall. Flipped back into the corner. Came out in front, and the shot by Ryan is blocked. Molson can't get it out of there. Came to the blue line, held in by Corvo. His shot. And Talinder got in front of it. Now drifted around on the boards and out to center ice. Gergenson's carrying on. Gergenson's getting it over the line. Putting on the brakes, shovels it around behind the net. Goes back into the corner, bounced around on the boards for Molson. Molson whacking away at it, still got it into the corner, and it's a shot, and that's underneath the goaltender, and where is that one?
No idea. I keep saying, get the puck to this guy. That was once again, it was in between his legs. He had no idea.
Well, that doesn't necessarily matter anyway if it goes in.
Ennis just kind of turns it, fires this one on the ice. We're going to listen for the whistle here. See that one go in. Now it's different, but once it's laying there, watch it's going to be laying right in between his legs, right there by his left foot. He has no idea where it is.
Coming back to the point. Long shot goes wide off Earhart, letting it go. Kept in by Buffalo around Hudson behind the net. He gets checked by Cowan, but it goes to the corner, and the Sabres keep it in. There's Adam with a whack at it. And where did that go? There's a slashing penalty coming up here to Ottawa.
As Zibanejad's going here.
Well, Adam's stick is lying on the ice. Or a stick is lying on the ice. Broken.
As Zibanejad's gone for slashing here. Luke Adam with the puck coming into the front of the net. And he just gives him a one-handed slash there as Luke was taking the shot. Stick breaks, and he got nailed for it.
Cowan flipping it high in the air. A minute to go in the period. Ottawa shorthanded, but they tap it into the Buffalo end. And Earhart has to chase after it in the corner, but it's kept in by Ottawa again. Now back out to center ice. Smith taking time off the clock. Cowan right with it. Didn't get it out, but it's going to be fired again off the board. Still not out. And on a third effort, it makes its way down the ice. A half minute to go here in the second period. Away goes Ennis. Ennis getting it in over the line. He got around MacArthur. Ennis tucks it in around behind the net. Stafford trying to come up with it. Battling for it in the corner. Pops it free in the corner. Molson out in front to Ennis. He clears it back, and McBain can't get his shot away. Down to Ehrhoff, and he ripped it wide. And it fed off the boards, but kept in by Ehrhoff. Now broken up and out to center ice. And Ehrhoff gets there before MacArthur, but the Senators try to carry on, and getting knocked down was McCulloch as the buzzer will end the second period, and a rather eventful one.
Yes, it was. It was very exciting. The Sabres got themselves involved in this game emotionally. A lot of good things happening, getting the puck to the net, cleaned up their own zone extremely well, only giving up 9 shots that period, generating 18 themselves.
Well, Buffalo certainly was pouring it on in the second period. However, they accounted for only the 1 goal. The other one was called back, and at the end of a pair of periods, we're looking at a 1-1 tie. Sabres will begin the third period on the power play.
They're here. Innovate here. Our Buffalo community knows good isn't good enough. You know what your needs are. First Niagara knows how to help you make it happen. Let's do great things together.
Great things. Grab every moment, fly. Life is for living, loving and giving. Do great things.
Sabres Hockey is brought to you by Northtown, the official automobile dealer of the Buffalo Sabres. That's sharing the road to the nth degree. Trusted for over 50 years, Cellino & Barnes is Western New York's largest personal injury firm. The Gates Vascular Institute, building a healthier future. Integrity Office, supplying solutions to all your business needs. And by Kia. To learn more, visit BuffaloKiaDealers.com.
Highlights from period number 2 of the Sabres variety. And you can say all you want that this is Robin Lehner's fault, but the play doesn't happen unless Zemgus Girgensons tries to win the race and out-battle Joe Corvo on the play. He does, throws it into the blue paint, it rattles around off Lehner, and it's a 1-1 game through 40 minutes of play. Your Vein Treatment Center summary, visit them online at VeinsVeinsVeins.com, scoring chances in favor of the Sabres. The power play, please note, it's 0 for 3 for the Sabres, but it's actually 0 for 2.5. They still have a 57-second carryover with which to work, and that is a huge opportunity for Buffalo coming out of the gates here for period number 3. Let's get to our Corsi number. It was a negative after 1, a clear positive after 2. Why? Well, it can happen certainly from what Roby was saying. Ottawa's defensive posture was just a little lax after they took the lead, and the power play opportunities afforded to the Sabres give them that added opportunity and zone time. Speaking of that, here's what happened because Buffalo had 2.5 power plays to Ottawa's 1 in that second period. Possession time was in favor of the Sabres. Offensive zone time in favor of the Sabres. They'll try to maximize that 57 seconds with which to work with the extra man. I'll say this. I thought the 2 power plays that kicked things off for Buffalo that period were the kind that you need even if you don't score. They kept momentum. They kept the zone time for Buffalo for the most part, and that was an encouraging sign. Now they've got to deliver. McBain and Ehrhoff have really been firing a lot from the point on the power play. Third period now. RJ and Razor, don't forget to join us after for the Lexus post-game report.
So it's 1-1 to begin this period. McBain, watched by Turris. We'll leave it back there for Ennis. Ennis got to get away, got it up on the wing. Molson digs on in, gets checked in the corner. Hudson helps him out, swings it back to McBain. McBain into the corner, Hudson in front, and the shot by Ennis hit Molson. Spun off the boards and all the way down the ice. Ottawa will take advantage of this to make a quick change with 20 seconds remaining in the Ottawa penalty. Tipped across to Ennis again. Molson tried to feed it in front of the net, but it's intercepted and fired back down, and this is going to very nearly end the power play situation for Buffalo. Ehrhoff brings it on to center ice. Ottawa back at full strength. Stafford kept it around behind the net. Ott tried to feed it out in front, but it's intercepted. And it's going to be dished up on the wing to Mathot. Mathot in over the line. Tried to shovel it in past Kalinder, but he stood in front of it. Now a shot goes right across and ends up coming to the blue line, but is kept in by Corvo. Kalinder getting it back. He'll wank it off the glass and get it back to the Ottawa line. Buffalo making some changes. Phillips. MacArthur getting in, trying to go wide, does, cleared it in front of the net, as he flicked it right on, and Miller makes the save, and it might have gone off odds.
Now Ryan had to be sharp there with that redirection. It's amazing sometimes when the puck is something simple can catch guys off guard. Steve Ott, right here in the middle of your screen. Just kind of deflects off him. Ryan Miller is able to follow that puck, doing a nice job tracking it, and ends up making the save. But you got to be extremely careful there, because when it goes off something like that, you just don't know the direction it's going to go or what the speed is going to be.
Pezic using the boards, went all the way to center ice, however, is tapped over to Mathot. He clears it through the middle. Pezic took it back, got it out over the line. Senators swing it back in, and they have to tag up. Now, Pezic deals it across ice. Brought in by D'Agostini. D'Agostini sliding it into the corner. Adam around behind the net. Tried to wrap around. It's right beside the net, but kicked away. Carlson doesn't get it out. Long shot. And Leonard will hang on to it.
Well, Luke Adam made an excellent play there, and he put this puck straight across the goal crease. See him turn the corner here. He slides it right back across. Cody Hodgson not able to find it because he's got two guys draped all over him right there. And they're pushing him out of the way so Leonard can find this puck. But a good opportunity, good hustle, good try.
Cowan gets it up on the wing, but it's kept in by McBain. Now off the glass and out to center ice. McBain tracks it down again. Ehrhoff's pass to Girgensons, who will deflect it in wide of the net. Cowan the first one there. Cowan sends it up the middle. Back come the Senators. In over the line, Greening fanned on it. Managed to get it around behind the net to Smith. Smith turning, goes back in the other direction. Smith holding it in there. Smith then gets checked, and it comes to center ice, and here's a race for it. Ehrhoff, what a breakaway. Ehrhoff back in. Oh, and Leonard got a pad out to stop it. Cleared out to center ice. McBain slaps it away to Ennis. Ennis trying to get free at center, and he does, and he rips it in and heads to the bench. Weirkosh. He cleared it up on the wing, and that'll go to center ice. McCulloch couldn't get anywhere. Flynn trying to pick it up. And it's going to be brought in by Corvo, getting in over the line. Kalinder takes it away from him. Got it around on the boards, but not out. McCulloch got it stolen away by Myers, but he can't get it out of the zone. Back in behind the net, pulled back into the corner. Now dragged free by Flynn. Flynn getting to center and flipping it in and charging in after it along with Conacher. Came along the boards, ends up going back to center ice, and here's a race for it with Turris trying to take a shot right on the rebound, and it's slapped away to the corner. McCormick, he'll shovel it into the skates of the referee. Around it comes now to Myers, tapped to the line, but not out. Kept in there by Corbo. Corbo hangs on to it. He got it across ice to MacArthur. MacArthur swings it in and gets it in behind the Buffalo net. Try to jam it out in front. It goes back into the corner again. Picked up by Zibanejad. Zibanejad got it to the point. Now tapped back into the corner to Condra. Condra trying to get away. Came to the blue line. Drifted across ice, but not out. Corvo keeping it in. MacArthur's shot. That just misses. And is picked up by Foligno. And Foligno halts. And now swings it across to Myers. Myers flipping it as far as center. Mathot steers it up on the wing to MacArthur, who brings it back in over the line. Ott bothering him. It's given away in front of the net and steered on now to Stafford. Stafford coming in over the Ottawa line. Stafford loses it. Senators bringing it back with a long pass to MacArthur again. He's challenged by Pezic. Flipped it in, and it'll go behind the net and be left back there for McNabb, who got it to Ott, who swings it off the boards to Stafford. He got it through center. Mathot taking it back. Carlson. Cross ice pass to Greening. His shot is nowhere near the net. Senators keeping it in by tucking it back to the point. Rear caution blast, and that went wide and ends up back at center. Over 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Cowan up on the wing. Greening helped it the rest of the way in. Miller will cap it and tee it up behind the net. Now the pass on to Hudson, who couldn't control it, but he managed to further it inside Ottawa territory. Senators starting back. McCulloch ripped it around on the boards. Kept in at the point. The long screen shot. Miller steered that away. Conacher has it. Conacher loses it though, and it's cleared to the blue line and out to center with a pass on the wing to Adam. Adam steers it in deep and heads to the bench. D'Agostini turning in the corner. D'Agostini flipping it back again to Hudson. Hudson is tied up along the boards. He goes to the corner. Poke free right out in front. Here's a chance in front. D'Agostini gets checked. And it's picked up now and dumped onto center ice to McCulloch, who couldn't get away. Molson flips it across ice. That's broken up. Brought back in with Turris' shot. And Miller makes the save. Turris after it again. Guns it across ice. Picked off by Molson. Molson then dribbled it out to center. Ennis flipped it in and chases in after it. Turris is out of gas. He's trying to get to the bench, and he does now. And the Senators feed it to the Buffalo blue line. Franked off the glass deep. Actually went off the glass and then went out of play. Exactly 7 minutes gone here in the third period. And a 1-1 tie. The Connors and Ferris replay. Western New York's workers' comp attorneys committed to serving Buffalo and Rochester's injured worker.
Now both teams had some good opportunities here. Great work by Christian Ehrhoff, poking this puck away from Zach Smith. Stays with it. Gets the opportunity on net, but Lehner's able to get his leg over there and touch it away with his foot. At the other end, Tyler Myers doing a nice job forcing Turris to take that shot and not able to get in on top of Ryan Miller. Look at this play down low. Molson gets to the front to D'Agostini. He just ran out of real estate there. Wasn't able to put it past Lehner, but some nice work getting the puck out of the corner by Molson to set that man up right there, Matt D'Agostini.
Well, Lehner's been pretty good here in this third period, boy. He's made a couple of great saves. The puck cleared up in the wing, and it's flipped high in the air and out to center ice, and stolen away. Anderson over the line. Here's Anderson shooting. The rebound dribbles wide. Trying to get it out in front of the net again, cannot, and it's worked back along the boards. MacArthur finally drills it over and taken back by Carlson. Carlson getting it up on the wing. And behind the Buffalo net, rolled back into the corner. Myers tying up Spezza. Ottawa keeping it in to Mathot. Over to Carlson. Carlson flipped it toward the net. Shot back into the corner again. Myers finally knocks it ahead to Jurgensen's. Jurgensen's getting it across ice. And it's tapped in deep into the corner. Jurgensen's goes tumbling in there, and he took down Mathot rather decisively. Back in over the line now for Ottawa. Trying to cut in on goal is Ryan. He gets taken down by Pezic. Ryan gets up again. Ryan's got the puck in behind the net. Pezic trying to take it away from him. Ryan got it in front, but Stafford was there to slap it away. Ryan after it again. Pezic runs into him again. They're still going at it. McNabb got free and got it to the blue line. Not out. Ottawa keeping it in. McNabb again, and he tapped it ahead, and this time it does go out over the line. Buffalo dearly needs a change. Senators flipping it back in, rolled around the board. Pezic is still out there. He can't get off the ice, and now it's scooped up in the air inside Ottawa territory, and icing.
Well, Tyler Ennis had a great opportunity on a 2-on-1 situation here. Problem is, he gets it right here. He stops skating a little bit. Take the look right there, and when it does, it buys enough time for once we could say again, one of the best skaters in the league. Carlson gives him that chance to get back into the play right here. He was just looking, waiting for something to open up. Jurgensen's trying to find a hole a little bit, but when he did, it just bought that much time where he could get back and make the play on him, Carlson.
And now Ted Nolan has decided he needs a timeout, or more specifically, the players on the ice need a timeout after the icing call. The Canisius College Student Surge brought to you by the Canisius Masters in Sport Administration. Find out more at canisius.edu. 1-1, 11-19 remaining, third period. Buffalo 33 shots on goal, Ottawa 24. That doesn't happen often this year. Worth mentioning.
No, and they've created some excellent opportunities too. It's just not shots out far and wide. And you know what? They've got guys in front. They've had great opportunities on them tonight.
Smith and Ott on the face-off. It pops back. It's kept in by Cowan, who got it in behind the net. Greening, he got checked, but it's kept in by Smith with a backhand. He's got it again. Smith in behind the net, trying to get it out in front. Took a whack at it, and Miller traps it, and then it popped free into the corner. And back to the point it comes. Ottawa Cowan with a long shot. That's kicked away. Miller saw it at the last second. Jumped up in the air. Cowan brought it out over the line. Dumped it back in again. Offside.
Yeah, that puck, Cowan had to spin around to try to keep that puck in. He's a big man. And when he spun around, that puck was able to come out over the line. He just fired it back down low, which is good because they needed a change here for the Sabres.
Phillips. He whips it in. It's scooped up in the air, but not out. Ottawa holding it in again. Right beside the net. The rebound. What a save by Miller! Well, they clip it back into the corner. Bounce off the boards. And D'Agostini knocks it out to center ice. Senators coming back to Conacher. Conacher, the long shot, misses. Turris spins it all the way around to the other side to Phillips. Phillips holding it in for Ottawa. Dishes it across ice to Corvo. Corvo takes a screenshot. That bounce in front of the net is knocked down and cleared on to D'Agostini. And he'll get it up through the middle, and it's deflected into Ottawa territory. Corvo in the corner. Gets checked in there by Adam. Adam tried to kick it free, couldn't do it. And it's tapped by Turris back to center ice. McBain slapped at it. Rolled along the boards. Turris gets in over the Buffalo line. Dropped it back, and getting checked in the corner was Ryan. Over to McBain. McBain with the pass to Ennis. Ennis swings in over the line. Whoa, and he kicked it free and comes after it again in the corner. Ennis got it behind the net, tried to work it out in front. And the Senators get it back, but then Ennis is there to take it away again. Ennis turning in the corner, trying to get free. Swings it behind the net out in front, and Molson couldn't connect on it. Carlson coming back on a 3-on-2. He'll get it in over the line, and the return pass is going to be whistled down on the offside. 9:20 remaining. This is the third period. This baby is all tied 1. Well, we mentioned that Buffalo was out shooting Ottawa in this game, but in the third period, it's 8-4 Ottawa, and a great chance for, first of all, Zibanejad, then Turris, and Ryan Miller comes up with a big saves on both of them. On the Toyota, big save of the game. Face-off outside the Buffalo blue line. 9:20 to go, regulation. Kick back into Ottawa territory. Corvo is back there first, over to Phillips. Phillips will work it up on the board. That deflected and goes all the way down to Miller. He got it into the corner. Myers trying to take it back. Greening got in front of it, came in front of the net. And it's kept in by Ottawa. They swing around in the corner again. Jammed off the boards and out to center ice. Stafford trying to race after it. Can't get there in time. And Smith will roll it across to Corbo. He got it to center. Dump back for Myers. Myers on to Stafford, who got checked by Greening as Ottawa makes a change. And Myers winds up and comes back with a pass through the middle that went behind Foligno and is ruled an icing call. Find out what's going on behind the scenes with the Buffalo Sabres. Get your questions answered. President Ted Black joins Howard and Jeremy every Thursday morning at 8 on the home of the Buffalo Sabres, WGR Sports Radio 550. Now 8.5 to go here in the third. Ott wins the draw. Foligno tried to scoop it out, but it jumped up in the air and then fired in the other direction by Conacher, and finally Foligno muscles it out along the board, sends it in, and steps off on a change. Cowan for the Senators. Got it to Wiercott. He flipped it through center ice. Turris brings it in over the line. Adams stepped into him. And around behind the Buffalo net, McNabb took out his man. Broke it up and kept in by Ottawa. Turris slides it around on the boards. Cowan holds in there. Cowan still with the puck. Back to the point. It fired on into the corner. Smacked off the boards, but not out. Cowan keeping it in again. Took his shot. That comes all the way around on the boards. Wiercott holding it in. McNabb gets tripped up in the corner. Now it goes in behind the net. And is tipped off the boards. And Hodgson will clear the zone. And Buffalo needs to do some changing. So does Ottawa, and Wiercott drifts back into his own end. Tap behind the net for Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff got it up on the wing, carried him right to center to Spezza. He leaves it back there. Carlson with a cross-ice pass. It goes to McCulloch. McCulloch flipping it in. Ottawa had to tag up. Ehrhoff sending it through the middle. Picked up and scooped in by Molson, and it was picked out of the air before it got to Girgensons. Now MacArthur bringing it back for the Senators. MacArthur leaves it at center ice. Flipped on in by Mathot and flagged down by Miller. Less than 7 to go. Ehrhoff riding it up ahead, brought in by Girgensons. Girgensons charges into the corner after it, taken away by Neal. Neal got it up on the wing. Ottawa coming back with a pass to MacArthur. MacArthur swings it in over the line. Neal charging in after it, goes around behind the net. It's checked back there, and it's rolled free in the corner from McCain. He spears it around on the boards. It's put free and knocked out to center ice again. Phillips guiding it ahead. Neal brings it back again. Oh, brother, Girgensons got taken out on a pick. Now it's cleared back into the corner. Came out in front, off the boards, and all the way out to center ice. Ottawa dishing it back into his own end. It goes to Phillips from Corbo. Corbo's got it once more. Two very cautious hockey teams playing at this moment. In a 1-1 tie. Scooped in wide of the Buffalo net. Miller comes out and get it around on the boards. Senators can't keep it in as Myers busts away with a pass up on the wing to Foligno, who gets in over the line, and it's going to be called offside as Stafford was bumped in over the blue line. 5.5 to go here in the third period. Walked up 1-1. Mark Mathot has had a tough night. He must have thought he had a target on his back. He got nailed by Myers, he got nailed by Foligno, and then he really got leveled by Zemgus. Girgensons in the corner. Make the right decision, insist on Karuba Collision, the official collision repair centers of the Buffalo Sabres. They'll drop it outside the Ottawa line. 5.5 to go in regulation. Nabb flipping it in. Knocked down by Corbo. Corbo on to center, just guides one in deep. Turris in the corner, got it in behind the net. It bounces high in the air. Adams slapped it down. McNabb can't get it out. Ottawa got it out in front, but the pass missed everybody and goes all the way down to the goaltender. Corbo He got it up on the wing. Senators try to get away again. Brought ahead and in over the line by Ryan. Ryan digs his way around behind the Buffalo goal. Still has the puck. Fled it back and taken back by McNabb and off the boards and through center ice. Sabres making a quick change. Ryan deflecting it in. Miller will slow it down in the corner. Taken back in there by McBain. He falls. Got it ahead to Molson. Molson knocking it out to center ice. That's picked up and brought in over the line. And it's the shot. And Leonard made the save. Girgensons keeping it in there. Girgensons digs it free. Girgensons to the front of the net. Couldn't get his shot away. McBain can. It's right on. Rebound. Leonard shot by Ehrhoff. All the way around to McBain. And they can't keep it in. 4 minutes remaining. Ehrhoff punches it off the boards, but it goes all the way to the Ottawa blue line. Now up the middle to Smith, taken out of the air, but kept in by Ottawa again and recovered by Buffalo. The pass going to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff scoops it high, trying to get it to Stafford. Stafford keeps it in by sending it behind the net for Foligno. Foligno tipped it back into the corner to Ott. He got nailed. Here's Stafford battling forward at center onto the wall and deflects and back out to center. Foligno got it across ice. Pass is missed by Myers at center and recovered by the Senators. Getting it up ahead to McCulloch, and his shot is right on, and Miller locks it up.
Well, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. The Miller time moment tonight is Zemgus Girgensson tying this game up by getting the puck to the front of the net. And Leonard not able to hang on to it. Look at the smile on that young man's face right there. Hard work does pay off, and you are rewarded for it. It's a perfect example right there.
As I mentioned, his second in as many nights. Got one in Montreal on Saturday. Now a shot is blocked in front of the net, goes back into the corner. Myers trying to slap it free and does to Talinden. Back for Myers. Myers trying to get away from Turris. Myers rolled it, didn't get it out. It's kept in there and dumped in front of the net, and Miller will cover up and hang on to it.
Well, turnover there. But Henrik Talinder does a nice job tying up Zibanejad where he's not able to get this puck. Once it's fed to him, he's right on top of him. And there's no way he's going to be able to get this shot. And the puck just rolls to Ryan Miller. He tracks it right in and makes the save. Turnover happens. Let's see, Henrik goes right to him. Keeps himself in good positions. His stick length from both guys. And then he attacks once he finds out the guy that's going to take the shot.
Ottawa holding it in on the face-off. Right beside the net. Miller slapped it away and then grabbed it back.
Ryan once again does a nice job getting himself down low, looking where this puck is coming. They're not taking a slap shot because the Sabres are in the lane. What they're going to try to do is throw this puck low. Try to keep it about 6 inches off the ice so it gets over the skates and over the sticks and gets to the net. So he gets down like that, he's able to track it.
Ott running the draw back into the corner. The Senators keep it in by getting it back to Mathot. He takes a shot. Whipped wide of the net and recovered by Ehrhoff. Around on the boards to the blue line. Not out. Back in the other direction. Now swung free and up on the wing, and that deflection goes down the ice, and an icing now against Buffalo.
You're seeing Ottawa just getting these pucks to the point, and they're just waiting for their opportunity to try to throw it through, and they got traffic in front. Sabres got to make sure they know their assignments, know who their men are. Don't get caught down low, leaving the points wide open all the time. More or less go try to play a man-on-man, so it tries to eliminate everybody.
Tips it free, and it's picked up by Foligno, who comes away to center with Stafford and brought it over the line. Foligno can't control it, and he rolled it back, but it went all the way to center ice. Buffalo has to make a change here. Ripped across ice to Foligno again. He'll drop it back for McBain. Swung over to Ennis. Pass through the middle. Gergensons, and he gets leveled just inside the blue line. And now here's Gergensons. He wants to go back at Cowan, who hit him. Miller steers it around on the boards. Gergensons has it again. Wheeled it in behind the net. Long pass to center. Deflects. No icing. 90 seconds remaining. Cleared into the corner. Gergensons went charging in again. This time it stepped into Mathot. Rolled back out to center ice and dished over to Pezic. He got it off the boards. Carlson taking it back. Buffalo changing. 1:10 to go. Brought on to center. Turris gains the Buffalo line. He put it out in front. McCulloch's shot is right on. Miller makes the save. Tucked in behind the net. Myers can't get it out. Comes back to the point to Carlson. Carlson doesn't shoot. Now he does, and that misses. Goes back into the corner. Tallinder takes out his man. Spun off the boards and through the middle and dribbles its way down the ice wide of the net. Icing against Buffalo. 46.9 seconds remain.
Now Jared Cowan got a piece of Gergensons coming through the middle. And you be the judge. Does he get him up high? Yes, right on the chin with the shoulder. And no call here. And you see Gergensons, he's going to go after him. But a good decision on his part not to take a penalty at this point in the game. Take his number. You play him Thursday.
There's a long shot right on, and Miller grabs that one as Corvo let it rip. But if it does one thing, it allows Buffalo to make a change, and they needed it. A few more seconds tick off the clock down to 43.9. Scooped up in the air, rolled inside the Ottawa line. Stafford wins the race. Stafford in the corner, looking back to the point. It comes. Ehrhoff over to McBain. McBain, he took his shot, but it got blocked. And Ottawa tried to turn it into a 3-on-2, but they have to start making changes themselves. And it's clubbed around behind the boards and worked to the blue line and out to Ottawa's zone. 15 seconds remain. Carlson starts away. He'll shovel it in deep. Picked up by McBain. He got it behind the net. Ehrhoff up on the wing, and it deflects and goes down the ice, and that's going to be an icing against Buffalo. 1.2 seconds to go in regulation.
We're looking at two hockey teams right here who are extremely tired. This has been a pretty wide open game. It's been physical at times.
And Ottawa played last night.
Yes, they did.
And went to a shootout. Sabres, of course, played Saturday night in Montreal. Clock remains at 1.2 seconds. We're that far away from overtime. And Ott wins the draw from Turris, and that will be the decider as far as going to OT is concerned. And now some more shoving going on, with McCulloch getting involved again with Molson this time. Earlier in the game, it was with Ott. So it's a 1-1 tie, and we're getting set to go to OT from downtown Buffalo, New York.
Scoring recap in the first period. Milan McCulloch gets his 5th of the season. Puts Ottawa up 1-0 in the second. Zemgus Girgensson gets his 3rd of the year here. He's just going to get the puck, throw it to the front of the net, and it finds its way in. Great effort by a young man just getting the puck to the front of the net. We're tied at 1 here going into overtime.
And if you think that you've been entertained tonight between these two teams, well, they're going to do it again in Ottawa on Thursday night. And then the Sabres will come back and play a rare Saturday afternoon game against Calgary at 2 o'clock. Robin Leonard, Ryan Miller, they are ready to go with the overtime period. Ennis and Turris are out to take the draw. Myers ties up McCulloch and flips it back to Tallinder. Tallinder up on the wing it comes to Molson. Molson dumps it in over the line. Ennis tried to pick it off but can't do it. Taken back by Phillips. He'll leave it there to McCulloch. McCulloch coming through the middle. Drifts it off into the corner to Turris. He slapped at it and went around behind the net. Buffalo recovering and leaving it to Myers. Myers has got some room, and he comes to center now and hits the Ottawa line. Myers tried to feed it on into the corner. Shoveled out in front of the net, and Spezza takes it away and gives it to Corbo. Corbo starting back. He got it up on the wing. Here's Spezza with a blast, and Miller got a piece of that and knocked it out of play.
Yeah, Jason Spezza just gets over the blue line. Good momentum, going wide. Takes a shot. You see it's not laying flat there, but Ryan Miller does a nice job just getting a piece of it with his glove hand, putting it up over the glass.
Now Ott and Spezza meet again in the face-off area. Tip free, but kept in back at the point by Carlson. He dumped it off to the side. There's McCaw trying to come in front of the net. Miller made the save, the rebound. Miller tied it up long enough for the whistle to go.
Well, he's definitely got traffic. Jason Spezza right in on top of him. Yeah, this has been their plan all night long. They've had traffic in front of Ryan Miller all night long. Mathot takes it to the front of the net. Does a nice job here. Using his reach. As he's falling, he's trying to get it to the far side, looking for that post and in. He does a nice job, but Ryan just gets that right toe out and just kicks that puck at the last second, knocks it off Mathot's stick, and then makes a save as Jason Spezza comes in on top of him.
Puck is fed but not out. It's kept in by Carlson. Got it in beside the net. There's Spezza got it in front, and MacArthur fanned on it. Back to the point. MacArthur gets it again. MacArthur all along the boards has to go back to center ice as he's being chased by Hodgson. Then he scoops it free, and it's Carlson who gets it in over the line. Working it back into the corner. Spezza got it around behind the net. Rolls all the way around to the boards. Mathot bumping in there with McCain. And taken away by D'Agostini. D'Agostini looking to move it out of his own end, and he does as he gets to center, tips it along the boards, and carries on. D'Agostini trying to go to the net, took the shot, and Leonard made the save. D'Agostini back after it, swings it across to the other side. McNabb fired it wide. Into the corner, Pezic with a pinch to keep it alive for Buffalo. Hodgson battling for it with Wierkosh. They get all tangled up in the corner. It's scooped behind the net. Goes in along the boards to Cowan. Cowan gets tied up by Foligno. It comes free and is taken back by Wierkosh. 2:45 left in the overtime period. Up to center ice, but recovered by Buffalo's Tallinder. Tallinder in the other direction. A pass on the wing to Foligno. Foligno got it in front of the net, and Tallinder couldn't get his stick on it. Now it's fed to center ice, and now back come the Ottawa Senators again. Not back in over the line by Phillips. Phillips left it there. Quick shot went wide of the net. Jammed around behind the goal. They try to roll it out in front. Miller getting back onto his feet. And grabs it and hangs onto it. Smith was looking for a loose puck in the goal crease area, but Miller made sure he didn't find one. Mike Robitaille breaks the Sabres performance down. Takes your calls Wednesday mornings at 8:30 with Howard and Jeremy on the home of the Buffalo Sabres, WGR Sports Radio 550.
Matt D'Agostini had an excellent individual opportunity from coast to coast. You see him right here. Ends up getting the shot on net, hitting the crest of Lehner. But a nice job coming from the defensive zone all the way down, creating an opportunity in the offensive zone.
2:13 left on the clock. On behind the net, Ehrhoff comes up with it and swings it over for McBain. Back to Ehrhoff. Jamie McBain again. He gets it on to center ice. Tipped over on the wing by Molson, and the shot is gunned high and wide and goes all the way back down into the Buffalo end. McBain gathering it in once more. He'll leave it for Ennis. Ennis slides through the middle, gets in over the line to Molson. Molson fighting off the check of Turris. Left it back there, but it jumps up in the air, chopped down, kept in by Ennis. Ennis trying to get away. Ennis spinning on the hash mark. Now he got it in front. Oh, McBain deflected it over top of the net. McBain's got it again, trying to work it right out in front of the shot, chopped wide by Molson. McBain's got it again. There's a shot. That one goes high off the glass. Kept in. Right in front of the net again as Ehrhoff took a whack at it. And it's rolled off the boards and out to center. Myers coming off the bench with a minute to go in overtime. Long pass up to Ennis. Ennis trying to climb it in front of the net. And Leonard's going to grab a hold and hang on.
Yeah, Jamie McBain had excellent opportunities right up in the zone. Keeping it in here. All of a sudden, Ennis just going to turn. Quick feet. He's waiting for something to open up. And it does. Jamie McBain driving through the net. He's not able to bury this one. And after this, he had about 2 more opportunities as he stayed in. Creating havoc, picking off passes down low. Eventually losing his stick and having to come to the bench.
56 and a half seconds to go. Ottawa recovering. Mathot turns as he's being shadowed by Stafford. Mathot slides it over, and it's picked up and brought away by Carlson. Carlson getting it over the line. Carlson cleared it across ice. Spezza fammed on it. The rebound shot back in the corner. Cleared out in front again. Shoveled away, but not out. Spezza keeps it in with a shot. That's blocked. And down on the ice is D'Agostini.
No, it's Myers.
It's Myers, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, he got hit up in the face area. Yeah, Ryan Miller behind him. He was trying to notify the referee to blow the whistle so he could get some help out there. But he's up on one knee here now. Hopefully it's going to be okay. He's trying to move his head a little bit, looking like he may have got it in the neck area. Take a look. There's Myers, 57. That puck comes up and hits him right on the side of the neck.
Whether he wants to go to the bench or not, he has to, because the injury caused the play to be stopped.
He's over there at the bench. He's kind of moving his jaw up and down.
28.7 seconds remain. Myers is going to the dressing room with the doctor trailing.
And I think the referee's at the box right now, making sure the time on the clock is right. This was probably possible of 2 seconds that might have ran off.
It's 28.7 right now. We'll see what they adjusted to. There we go. 31.1 remaining.
.36 shots apiece here so far in this game.
Ottawa shooting Buffalo 3-1 in the overtime. And now the Senators, I think, have called a timeout, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Yep.
They waited to the bitter end, too.
Timeout, Ottawa.
Looking for the perfect gift idea this holiday season? Buffalo Sabres Hat Trick Packs are on sale now. Get 2 300-level tickets and a Buffalo Sabres hat starting at just $79. To get your Sabres Hat Trick Pack, visit sabres.com. I would say by Friday, these two teams will probably have had enough of one another for a while. So they play again in Ottawa on Thursday night.
I think this type of a game is good for the Sabres. You know, being an emotional game, tight game.
Physical.
Yes, it has. You know, this is, you're seeing what guys can do in tough situations right here tonight.
Ottawa winning the draw. Carlson keeping it in. Chased around by Molson. It came off a skate. Methot takes a shot that goes wide of the net. Molson hacks at it, but Carlson kicked it in there. Now they roll it around on the boards again. 15 seconds to go, and Molson scoops it up in the air and out through center ice. That will not make it far enough for icing, and Methot is back to pick it up. Methot waiting behind his own net and rifles it up on the wing. It's cleared ahead, knocked down at the blue line, rolled in over the line, and that'll do it. We're going to a shootout.
Well, and this is where you almost expected partway through this game. It was so tight, and both teams giving it all. This is the perfect way to end it.
Yes, and you can't get any tighter than, as you mentioned, 36 shots on goal for each team through 3 periods and an overtime.
For the 4th time in the last 6 meetings between the Senators and Sabres in this building, these two teams needing more than the 60 minutes, and on this night they'll need more than 65. Shootout is upcoming. That's back-to-back nights for Ottawa in such a fashion, and prior to last night, Ottawa had not won in a shootout this year, going 0 for their first 4, but they defeated the Flyers last night. Buffalo is 3 for 3 in shootouts this year, and they've had good performances offensively from Matt Molson and Tyler Ennis in front of Ryan Miller. We'll see how it plays out with Rick Jeanneret, Rob Ray, and the shootout coming up here. This is, I think, an obvious opportunity for Ted Nolan to lean on guys that have been successful so far. Molson 2 for 2, Ennis 2 for 3, Cody Hodgson 1 for 2, and I would have to think that Ted is well aware of their percentages based on the input from the associate coaches at this point in time. The lists are being submitted, and with that, we will find out. Interesting to note, prior to last night's shootout, not only was Ottawa winless in shootouts this year, they hadn't scored a goal in their first 4 shootouts. Jason Spezza finally broke through as the 3rd shooter last night. So Senator shooters are 1 for 13 so far in shootouts this year, while Buffalo's are 5 for 8, which has allowed them to go perfect in shootouts this year. Carlson, Zibanejad, and Spezza will be the shooters for Ottawa. Molson, Ennis, and Hodgson for Buffalo, who will shoot first. And Ryan Miller, as you know, the all-time shootout leader when it comes to wins in NHL history, as he is just ahead of Henrik Lundqvist in that regard with 46 career shootout wins. So the Sabres a perfect 3-0 in the shootout discipline this year. Rick Jeanneret, Rob Ray with the shootout here at First Niagara Center.
And they're almost finished clearing out the shooting lanes so that we can get this affair underway again.
The Sabres will be shooting first here.
Matt Molson will be the first shooter for Buffalo. Ennis and Hodgson would be the next 2. Carlson, Zibanejad, and Spezza. None of those players are any surprise whatsoever. Molson is still leaning over against the boards, waiting for the Zamboni and the shovelers to leave the ice.
The Sabres have elected to shoot first.
Here's Matt Molson. He's all ready, but they've just got to wait for the linesman to give him the high sign.
Shooting first, number 26, Matt Molson.
And he gets the signal now, and here's Molson picking it up at center ice. And coming in on Leonard. Molson shoots, score! I know, it's awful nice when you get the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes the heat off, and he did an excellent job just going in, taking his time, gives a little stutter step, makes a move. And a big man like that moves a little slower, and when he does, he puts it on the blocker's side, about 2 feet up.
He's the guy who's been playing more than any other player on the Ottawa team, and he's got the puck now. Carlson gonna come in on Miller. Here's Carlson walking in on Miller. Oh, he lost it. He tried to make a move to swing over and let the shot go, and he lost the puck.
Right here, he's just gonna come in. He's looking for something that open up. Nothing opens up. And when he tries to make the move back across, Ryan keeps his stick right with him. And he comes back across and loses possession of the puck. It goes into the corner.
Now Tyler Ennis can really put the heat on now. Ennis coming in on Leonard. Ennis shoots on the goal post. Off the pipe, man. He had Leonard beaten.
Yeah, it almost looked like this puck started to bounce a little bit on him. He kind of goes... No, it laid flat, but when he threw the puck in the net, he did. He hit the outside of the left post. And Leonard's lucky there, because you're right, he had him beat.
So the door is open for Ottawa's Mike Zibanejad. Zibanejad coming in on Miller. Shoot, scores! He tucked it between the pads of Miller.
That's a nice move right there. Zibanejad gets this puck. And right here, he throws him off. He pulls it back into his feet. Ryan opens up, and he slides it right between his pads. 5-hole. Ends up hitting his right pad and bouncing into the net.
Cody Hodgson with an attempt to put Buffalo back in the lead in the shootout. Hodgson, in he goes. Oh, and he shot it wide of the net. He had Leonard right out of the goal crease.
He had him out, gone. He was to the dressing room already, but he wasn't able to get a hold of this puck. Look at this. See ya. Bye. The puck bounces, and when he goes to fire it, it's bouncing, and he's just not able to get good control of it.
So now the tide has turned. Spezza picking it up and coming in on Miller. Here's Jason Spezza. He lost it. Carlson and Spezza, can you imagine both of them losing the puck?
Yeah, that was the same move he tried last night, but he scored on it. That's why he's going to it again. But when you start stick handling like that, your margin of error goes way up. And in a time when you want to get the puck to the net to give yourself an opportunity to score, and you lose it like that, it's not good.
Here's Drew Stafford now. He comes in on the Ottawa goal, shoots, and goaltender Leonard makes the save.
Well, Drew gets in, he tries going back across to the glove hand. And he just kind of makes his move, makes a little fake, but when he goes to go across, Leonard's got the glove pad and everything right there. And he just stops the puck, it stays in front of him.
Bobby Ryan. He comes in on Miller, here's Ryan, and Miller checked it. He knocked the puck right off his stick.
Well, when you start eliminating all those big guys like this that don't get even an opportunity on the net, that improves your chances right there. Ryan once again right out on top of the paint. But he's so great with that stick, when to poke and when not, because if you poke and miss, you leave yourself wide open, and he had perfect timing there.
Here's Luke Adam now, coming in. Luke Adam fanned on it. Holy mackerel. Some pretty good goal scorers have some pretty strange things happen to them in this shootout for either side.
Yeah, he just said his right thing. He knew what he wanted to do. He just fanned on that puck.
Well, here's the man who played his college hockey at Canisius, Corey Conacher. Now coming in on Ryan Miller. Shoots, and Miller stops him cold.
Yeah, Conacher was looking to go 5-0 here, thinking something was going to open up, and he goes wide, comes back through. There was a hole there. You seen daylight, but he missed it. Ryan's right pad's laying flat on the ice, and he hit it square.
Ryan Flynn, the next shooter for Buffalo. He will try his luck against Robin Leonard. He shoots, goal! Now the Senators have another opportunity to tie it up once more.
Yeah, what he did here, he went in with speed, and he didn't stick handle, risk any opportunity of losing it, and he put this puck perfectly 5-hole on Leonard. It was a quick snapshot, and just clearly beat him.
Kyle Turris going to try and save it for Ottawa. Turris goes way wide into the circle. Now he comes in and shoots and scores! And Turris extends it.
You talk about going wide. He came right all over the boards almost. Due to the left side of Ryan Miller, comes right across the faceoff dot. And when you're doing that, the goaltender's got to follow you back across, and at some point, you're going to open up, and that's exactly what happened.
Now the captain, Ott. They come in. Back scores as he puts Leonard down and tucks it in behind him.
Yeah, he does exactly what he wants to do. He pulls him to the backhand. And when he pulled him to the backhand, he had about a foot between the post and the skate of Leonard to put it in. And that was an excellent, excellent placement by Steve Ott.
McCulloch, Milan McCulloch. Here he comes now, in on Miller. McCulloch shoots, scores! And so it goes.
Well, he comes in with speed here. And he's going to catch Ryan Miller on the blocker's side. And it almost looks like it hits Ryan's arm. He gets a piece of it, but not get enough of it. And it goes in the net.
D'Agostini for Buffalo. He comes in, shoots, and Zibanejad, Leonard makes the save. So now the door is once again open for the visitors.
I think D'Agostini was waiting for that 5-hole to open up, and it was there, but he just misshot it. He ended up hitting the stick of Leonard, and he was able to make the save that way.
Weirkosh, who plays the point on the power play for Ottawa. He comes in on Miller. Here's Weirkosh, backhand, and Miller stole it from him.
Now Weirkosh's got a long reach. Ain't gonna see him here try to use it to the backhand. But Ryan Miller just sticks that glove out, the catching glove, and he makes the save as he's backing up, and he spread eagle in the net.
Foligno. Now trying to get Buffalo back on top again. Foligno, lots of speed. He slows down, he shoots, and Leonard got a piece of it.
Well, Marcus comes down the ice with a ton of speed. He gets into the slot area. He puts on the brakes, trying to throw Leonard off, but he did not move. He stayed right with him, and then he tried to go short side blocker, and he was able to make the save.
There's Clark MacArthur, has been one of the hotter Ottawa players lately, and I'm surprised he's this long, but here he is coming in on goal, shooting, and Miller makes the save again.
Well, maybe that's example why. Well, he got himself in the area, looks for that wrist shot, trying to beat Ryan. I don't think you're going to beat Ryan Miller from the slot area right there, one-on-one with a wrist shot.
Zemgus Girgensons. I hope he knows he can't go through the goaltender. Here's Girgensons coming in now, and Leonard. Girgensons scores! Pulled him out, tucked it in with the backhand.
And right here, once again, to the right side of the net. That's where they catch him. Steve Ott got the same place. And he's not able to cover that area.
Shooting 10 number 22.
Eric Condra. He'll pick up the puck at center, and here he comes in, and Miller with a shot. Stops him, and Buffalo wins it in a shootout.
Well, an excellent effort from start to finish. They just continued to go at him. They threw a ton of pucks at the net. They worked hard, emotional game, all aspects so far tonight, and coming out with a big win into overtime in the shootout. Excellent win for this hockey team.
And who gets the winning goal in the shootout? Zemgus Girgensons, who also scored in regulation as the Sabres salute the fans who waited till the end and are very happy now that they did, as their team gets on the winning side of the track.
Well, Condra comes in here. He's coming in with good speed. Ryan's standing up tall. And once again, they're looking to go 5-hole, and he got that right pad, made that save, and a pretty excited man.
That warms up the cockles of the heart on a wintry night as far as Buffalo Sabres fans are concerned, and we'll go to Brian Duff.
RJ, Razor, thank you. Not the longest shootout in Sabres history, but it was getting close. 10 rounds deep.